Hello, photography class. This is Miss Fitchorn, and today we are learning about the gradient tool in Photopea. So if you look on today's slides, we're in week 7, and ooh, it is not Thursday or Tuesday, it is Thursday, but the point is we're doing this task, and I need you to go ahead and pick one of these images and click on it to download it, and it's really up to you which one you want to use. You'll be able to see the gradient tool easier with more of a light source, but you know, there's settings in which you can overcome that. So it's really up to you which one you want to choose. It's okay with me. Whatever one you like best is the one I want you to use. And then I hope you've already opened up photopea.com. This is a live link right to Photopea, and I will post this video here after we're done. And it shouldn't be step 2.2, it should be step 2.3. And I think we're ready to go. So as you can tell, I am in Photopea. And there are two ways I can go ahead and open up that file I've downloaded. I chose the fluffy clouds and the brighter sky because I really wanted to see that rainbow tool, the rainbow gradient. Or you can open, all right, so you can open something. Either way, it's the same thing. You're gonna open, and when we switch over to Photoshop, there is no cute little menu like that. You have to go File, Open. So anyways, I downloaded the fluffy clouds, and I think I had it on my desktop. So let me go ahead and see if I can find it. There it is. No, that's the screenshot. Hold on one moment while I find the actual file. There it is, JPEG. All right. And these are images that I got off of either Pixabay or Unsplash or Pexels.com, and I put those links in your website finally under student sites, so you can find your own stock imagery if you want to try to apply this skill set to other images. Okay, so let's look at our workspace. We definitely have the same. Here's our artboard. It's telling us we're on the first layer. And sometimes what I like to do, not only to get into the practice of being a good photographer, but to make sure that we just get in the good practice of I like to copy and paste, or to make another layer, excuse me, duplicate a layer, so that way I can turn on and off the top layer and see where I've come. So let's make a duplicate out of a good habit out of this background layer, and that would be a shortcut for that would be Command J. Or you can always on that bottom layer right click and you'll see it says duplicate layer. It's up to you, however you want to process it. But let's work on that copy. Okay, you should never work on the original just in case. You don't want to damage the original files. And she chose to use the gradient tool. If you go down in your toolbar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It looks like a little ombre rectangle. And I'm going to choose gradient tool. And then look it up here. She had us look at the taskbar, and you'll see that there's many different kinds of gradients. I'm in love with the rainbow one, but there's other beautiful ones. The point is you have to choose one of them. It's up to you which one. I'm going to choose the spectrum. And for now, I'm going to choose linear, but you can have, like she said, a play about. The reflected was nice too, but I'm going to try linear in this case. Just to experiment for the first time. And then for now, blend mode normal, and opacity, I think, watch what happens. So if I, using the tool, if I go ahead and click and drag and don't change the opacity, like you can't see the photo, like what point is that? So she had undid it by doing either Command Z on a Mac, or if you're on a Chromebook or a PC, it would be Control Z. On a Mac, it's Command Z, undoes it. All right, and then in this case, let's change the opacity down a bit so we can actually see what's going on. And again, using the gradient tool, clicking, and remember that how far you click is how far the gradient goes, and the direction of the click will dictate the direction of the gradient, like the layer level of colors. Ooh, look at that. That's so beautiful. Now I'm wondering if I can go ahead without Command Z backwards, if I can change the opacity in. No, you have to make a choice before you use it, is what it's telling me. So that makes sense, but that's absolutely stunning. I'm going to go Command Z and see what happens. There we go. I'm going to try, let's see, she liked the blend mode hue, and I'm going to see what that does if I do blend mode hue. Okay, blend mode hue. Okay, I see what it did. It's just delicate. Notice the clouds are blended in with it. So depending on the blend mode is going to depend on how that comes out. I'm gonna try, let's try hard light. Okay, a little bit more intense of an opacity. Either way, that's so fun. So I'm going to Command Z backwards. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and try it. Maybe let's try a radial, or let's do reflected and see what reflected looks like. So I've got reflected. I'm going to go to maybe multiply is where it blends it in with the clouds. Maybe I'll up the opacity a bit and see what happens. Okay, yeah, I'm not cool with that reflected. I mean, I am cool, but I like it where it looks all like blended painterly into the sky. So I'm gonna go back to, I still feel that that linear gave me a good effect, but let's try radial. Oh, okay. So that might be good. Okay, when you guys find out what the project's going to be like, you might want to go backwards and do another copy of your clouds with a radial, because it might add to the hilarity of what we're going to do when we're all done the task for the next couple of days, today and tomorrow. There's a challenge I've got for you. This might work really well for you. But this, just so you guys can see what the capability is with this tool, is sometimes adding, like, maybe look at right here, maybe not for clouds, but if you want to make something like worn out, I'm going to go ahead and click the copper one, right? And then you can go ahead and see, let's go ahead and do the linear again. Like, you never know. Look at that, you guys. It gave a totally different effect. It put a copper vintage look. So you can use the radial tool. Don't think of it as just adding rainbows to everything. You literally can, you can try a whole, I really want you, like she said, have a tinker about and see what you come up with. And I really don't care which filter you use. I just want you to see what happens. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Like, you would think like purple and orange, what's that gonna do? Wowzers. And remember that the length of however far you do the click and drag, it's going to shorten up the effect. So that's really up to you. I just want to see that you practiced and that you know this, so that way when I make you do it again, you're not going, I don't know how to do this. But let me do my final one to save. Again, I really loved the rainbow. I like the linear. I liked also, she was right, he was really beautiful. And I like it all the way across my clouds, because I know exactly what my project's going to look like. That might be a little bit too low. Let's go ahead and do let's do a higher opacity. All right, so once you get it and you've tinkered about and you like that, it's still just subtle, that's fine for me. Absolutely gorgeous. So remember, she told you to change the name of the file before you save it. I don't accept any work that's not named, you guys. Going forward, I'm always easy on all my students the first couple projects, but then after that, I give you a 0 until you change it. And if you figure out, but I did it, Fintorn, how dare you give me a 0? My parents put me on restriction. I'll go, did you look at the file name? Did you turn in both your PSD and JPEG? No? Oh, okay, there you go. So let's do this. Let's change our file name by double clicking on the file name. If you're wondering who Billy Wynn is, he's the original photographer that sold his picture to Pexels.com. And we don't want to name our file Billy Wynn. We want to name our file last name. Obviously yours, not mine. Your last name, your first initial, underscore, and this was what, task 4, I think it was, task 4. You could just put gradient so that you remember what you did in this. And then you're going to click OK. And then if you go File, Save as PSD, it'll come into your downloads, or if you're on a PC or Chromebook, you'll just look in Downloads. And then we also want to go File, Export as JPEG. All right? Come on, JPEG. Let's do this. Hi. My computer's frozen. There we go. Save. I always do highest quality, best practice. All right, now I've got these, and that is it for today. So get ready for the next task and building our skill sets in Photopea. Goodbye.